Elliot, you're filming over here.
Telling everyone about the bookies and losing bets and all that stuff, yeah? Basically, Elliot would have won £8,000 if England won today. They didn't. They drew 0-0 with Scotland. I'm here with Rory. Rory, you were expecting 5-0. You were expecting it's coming home. Still could be coming home. But how are you feeling after that?
I'm so gutted. I'm so gutted. I mean, I suppose the first thing we have to do is give some credit to Scotland, do we? They got it right. Billy Gilmore, man of the match, in his first Scotland start, huge. Steve Clarke, brave as manager, made those changes, and they've reaped the rewards. They could now progress, which looked unlikely two and a half hours ago. Now to focus on England, I thought it was abject. I thought it was poor. I thought at times it looked delusional from Southgate, like genuinely baffling in terms of what he was trying to do. I'm really gutted, and I feel so flat now because I had a little celebration planned. I was going to do the yes sir I can boogie. I mean, see, there's a lesson in that. Don't predict. Don't
get a celebration.
Don't rehearse your celebrations. Yeah, I'm so gutted. We were dreadful, weren't we?
It was a pretty bad performance. Obviously, I'm a little bit more ruthless with England than I am with United. My heart's fully in United, and with England, they've broken my heart a few times.
Yeah.
And I don't mean just by results, but today I was sat there thinking, this manager's not picked the right team. He's not set us up to win this game. We just don't look like going anywhere. Now, the starting 11 for me was a big problem. What about you? Was the starting 11
it would issue? Do you know what? It would be unfair of me. You called it right. I didn't. You highlighted the issues at the time that we saw the team sheets. I've got to be totally honest. I thought the team was decent. I thought you picked the right team. I think it was the right move to swap the fullbacks round after, I think the Kieran Trippier left-back thing was a solution for one particular match. I didn't think it was a long-term thing. I didn't think that was a bad idea. Equally, I thought that the team that played in the last game played very well and therefore deserved to start. So I had no issue with the starting lineup. You called it correctly, though. I didn't have the issue, but I should have done. And you were totally right. Raheem Sterling shouldn't have been anywhere near that first team. He must be dropped going into the next game against Czech Republic. And
yes, sir.
There's my celebration.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Leighton in the comments says Dominic Calvert-Lewin should be starting next game.
I think this.
Now, I was surprised you said Kane shouldn't start in the next game.
It's not that Kane is the best striker that England have. Kane is undoubtedly the best striker that England have, but his form isn't that. He looks injured to me. He looks leggy. He looks lethargic. I don't know that the answer is Kane. I really don't. And if he's not at his best, if he's not playing at 100%, we need someone to lead the line who is. So I don't quite
Dominic
know.
Calvert-Lewin, Loz?
You know, lad. Hey, what about Manchester, mate? Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Start next game?
I like Calvert-Lewin, so to be honest, I think Kane has been terrible, and I think there are questions over his fitness.
Is terrible a bit unfair? Is it the lack of creation, or do you think his own performances need?
No, I think it's a mixture, isn't it? Here's the thing with Gareth Southgate. Because I do think we don't have enough of compare us to Italy or compare us to Belgium. Belgium have had a longer term project, right? But with Italy, Mancini's come in, he's gone, this is happening, this is the thing. Everyone's got a very clear idea of what they need to do, they've got a clear idea of where the ball needs to go, you can clearly see that when they play. I think there's a lot of compromises being made by Gareth Southgate along the way. And so when we're saying it's this one thing, with Italy, you probably can look and go, it's this thing. I feel like with England, it's like minor adjustments everywhere, and they probably do improve. But there's a problem in that there isn't a fundamental system that we go, I can see where this fits, I can see where this fits, I can see where this fits. And it's like we were saying on the first stream, you stop. They get the ball and then they go, nothing ahead of me, turn back to the centre. And allegedly, that's making space. I don't know if it is. And to be honest, I'm a bit bored of this halfway house of football that England are playing right now, because we had this debate earlier, and I realised it's not that I don't like Grealish. It's actually just that I don't believe that the system is going to have that much impact on
any player can change the system.
Yeah, I don't think any player can change the system that much. And I get it was better when he came on, but ultimately the end product didn't change.
Yeah.
I don't think we saw that much more difference. And it's not me saying I don't believe in him as a player. It's I don't believe that Gareth Southgate's telling the players to get where they need to go.
I think what you said there is bang on and worryingly bang on, because Lawrence basically said you don't know what the problem is, and I think that's true, because what you could do is you could ask 5 people to make 5 suggestions as to how to improve England and where it went wrong tonight, 5 people could give you 5 different answers, and every single one of them could be correct.
Yeah.
That's worrying. That's worrying. Somebody could say we need to drop Kane. Somebody else could say we need to focus on Kane and build around him. Somebody could say drop Sterling. Somebody could say Sterling's the only person who's scored for England this tournament. There's so many things that could be right and equally could be wrong.
Here's the thing. I get. We just had a chat in the gallery there about what's going on with England at the moment. I know more about the players' personal lives. I know more about every aspect of how much they love basketball because it's a marketable thing because fucking so many people sponsor the team. I know from all these live streams. One thing I don't really know much about is how we want to set up as a nation. I've not heard, apart from taking the knee, which I'm not going to get into a debate about now, which I had a lot of communication about. I've not actually heard a lot about football from this England side. I don't think there's been a lot of express communication about how this side want to play, where they want to play, all these kind of things, where the ball should have emphasis on. Italian fans, Netherlands fans, Belgium fans can all tell you exactly what their game plan will be and should be for the next game. England fans got no idea. So if I know what someone's grandmother did, if I know all these he's such a lad and we can sell that to EE, and I get that, that's lovely. I don't think Josh Jansel's doing a bad job of that. But the point is, if I know all that, why can't I know more tactically about why this team is actually playing the way they are? And it's because ultimately, I feel like right now we're going through one big marketing exercise with England, where instead of offending the sponsors, which by the way would be very happy if we won the tournament and don't really care about anything else, we're just going for this sort of, let's try this exercise and things will work. And, we're always building. The fact is, when you give yourself an identity of always building and being the marketable team, you're marketable, but you're always building. You're full of potential. And that's why, we keep talking about the potential of this England side. We're not talking about the final product. Look at Italy. Look at Belgium. Look at France. They all turned up at this tournament and went, we're the final product in here. We know exactly what, we know exactly what France are doing when they start a game. We know exactly what Portugal are doing when they start a game. We knew Ronaldo was bad until that certain point because we knew it wasn't going right for him. And you know what Portugal did in that game as well? Put your finger on it. Ronaldo gritted his teeth after he got that goal and went out and got another goal, and they demoralised the other side. I haven't seen England try any of that, so I've not seen anything that indicates that this side is trained mentally or physically right now for a tournament. It's not just about playing football. We're just arbitrarily just playing football matches.
And the mental thing is, everyone.
What are you doing? Never do that again. Never do that again.
Someone said it in the comments, I went with it.
I can't believe you knew what that was.
Oh God, I can't believe it did it. The mental thing is as well, when you think of some of these players, the coaches that they play for, and then they come to Gareth Southgate, who must be like, yeah, just go do what you do for Pep. It's like, it's not going to work.
But do we know if that's actually...
No, I'm not saying that's the case, but the difference from that manager to that manager is so stark for a lot of these players.
I'll say this as well. Do you know what I've noticed is, and I get it, I've noticed there is a bit of a, for want of a better word, those that aren't out on City Street don't know what they're talking about. So there's a bit of a... I love the Army. I love what the Army do. Congratulations. I think you're doing a really good job for the country. I really appreciate everyone who's sacrificed something for the country. What I mean by that is I've worked with the Army before, and I've worked with certain people in football. You know, when you go to the Army, and they don't hide it at all. They just go, you lot out on City Street, we keep you safe. And there's this sort of us and them kind of mentality. So anytime there comes any criticism, I do get the feeling that from the England camp, it's a bit like, well, they don't know. Our vision isn't quite there yet. Those guys need to be patient. They need to do this. They need to do that. There's a bit of exceptionalism of it.
Reminds me of Van Gaal and his process.
Right, exactly.
We use that,
it's
don't
never
understand.
Quite there. It's never quite. Yeah, you don't get it because you don't know. So if say the players are watching online videos tonight and there's loads of criticism of them, it's easy to then brush that off and just sort of go, well, they don't know. We all know what Kane was meant to do, and he tried, but Scotland negated it. And Harry Kane did a little interview there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you go, oh yeah, that player, he's done loads of.
Yeah, and I get that. Yeah, exactly. And Harry Kane does a little interview where he just sort of goes, wasn't good enough, need to move on. Anyway, cheers. It's like I get it. I just never feel like England are quite that complete package yet. And I'm looking at Italy, and I'm looking at complete packages. Men. I'm looking at Lukaku. Lukaku is loving this tournament. Has anyone else noticed how much Lukaku's loving this?
He's a man now.
He's a man.
Scudetto,
he's a man. He's been put through the fucking ringer, and this guy is a guy who's fit to lead a line, and he's actually out there being like, right, give me the ball, and we'll go from there. De Bruyne, the other, fantastic when he came on. It's pissed him. It annoyed me because we were so positive from the potential we saw in that first game. It felt like a step that you could then take, and that has just plateaued.
And it's weird because if we drew with Croatia and beat England, it'd be sitting here saying it's coming home now. Right.
I'm
Beat
kind of saying
Scotland,
that anyway.
Yeah, I've seen some of the comments.
In fairness, I am saying that. I still believe, as the first line of
We still believe.
exactly. That is,
I was going to go down the share route.
Love that.
yeah. So
Do you believe?
no, I think look, I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to be optimistic, but today was dreadful. It's only dreadful.
What are you tapping for?
The only thing we can do is take the positives that we are still joint top of the group. We're doing okay, and
With the Czech Republic.
4
and
points
we're
out of
playing
6.
the Czech Republic. So if we were to beat them, we've got an opportunity. If we were to beat the Czech Republic,
We win a tie
We
with
win.
Portugal or Germany. She.
yeah,
Gareth Southgate and Harry Kane can all do their.
Give them an it's coming home.
it's coming home. It's coming.
I'll leave them two to do their video now. And I'll take you lot outside because Rory needs to work his magic for his YouTube. So yeah, England fucked it. It's probably too dark out here. Let's have a look. Yeah, it is too dark out here. We can stay in here for a
Get
couple
out
of
there.
minutes. I ain't going out there. It's dark out there. You just see my teeth.
AdamMcKola
I'll go out
scared
there.
of the dark.
Yeah, something like that. But England, in my opinion, fucked it today. Gareth Southgate needs to put Jack Grealish in that team. If he doesn't, he needs to get sacked. And the fact that he can't even get sacked after this tournament's a disgrace as well. I don't even want to get started on that. But fair play to Scotland. No one else has said it yet on this video, I don't think. I think Rory alluded to it. Fair play to Scotland. I thought they were very good today. I'm not going to say excellent, but I thought they were very good today. Steve Clark got it spot on. Thought John McGinn was man of the match. I thought McTominay did okay out of position in defence. Their front line of Adams and Dykes worked really well. So fair play to them. But England blew it. England got it wrong. They should have had Jack Grealish in that starting lineup. Could have had Jadon Sancho in there. And the fact Sancho and Grealish don't start says all you need to know about Gareth Southgate. He is out of his depth. Out of his depth. And that's why England will go out in the first knockout stages. Nevertheless, fingers crossed and all that. See you in a bit.